imperator, eras vera ad astra, erar tua ad astra, exurgebars arsultor, Roma et imperator, viribus unitis semper fidelis, summus Villinae, Capitolinae, viribus unitis semper fidelis, summus Villinae, Capitolinae. Eras vera ad astra, erar tua ad astra, exurgebars arsultor, Roma et imperator, eras
Salvete vobis, salvete vobis. Amane bene, habemus classis Latinae, hoc mane. Welcome everyone, I'm John Coleman, and indeed we have Latin class this morning. So this is part of our Latin at Apoc series that we do every third school day, every third business day, every third weekday. And we're making our way in this mini-series through Ecce Romani, habemus caput quadraginta duo odie, chapter 42. And we have gotten through the first part of the story about a slave to the rescue. The narrator and his master were coming back from Bithynia, is out east if you are a Roman, and they're beset by pirate, by pirates. The pirates, you know, had become quite a problem at different times in Roman history and in later history. And there's all sorts of colorful stories told about them. You'd want colorful stories if you were a pirate, I suppose. You can look at some of the things told about Julius Caesar. But in any case, we're going to get into our reading questions here. So in this series Ecce Romani, which we use at Apocatastasis, and we do offer both introductory, intermediate, and advanced studies in Latin using this whole series Ecce Romani. in this series, they do these reinforcement exercises, and so we shall do them ourselves, and we'll go bouncing back and forth to the text. So, quis quintum Valerium e Bethania misit? Who sent Quintus Valerius in the accusative from Bethania? Bethania. Let's just double check. Where is Bethania? I want to say it's up in near Ukraine and things. We used to call that Charoses as well. Let's see. They have a little map in the beginning. My curiosity must be sated. Although much good it does me here on the map, they don't have it. I'll have to dig it up. I think it's out in Turkey or the Black Sea or Ukraine, around there. Anyway, that's not really the question. The question is, who sent Quintus Valeria from Bethania? And we see here our answer. Now, very sensibly enough, these questions are pretty much in the same order that they appear in the text. So the first question that tends to appear at the top, the last question tends to appear, the answer, at the bottom of the reading selection. So Quintus Valerius Dominus meus apinctus mensis Bethania Romam patri Jesus est episturas ferens is our answer. Right? Quintus Valerius, my master, it's been 2 months. I was sent from Bethania to Rome by my father. My father was sent bringing participle letters. So he was sent by his father. So we want to answer in a full sentence, always telling the students, answer in a full sentence, whether that's English or whatever language you want. It trains your brain. So quis quintum Valeria Bethania misit, pater Quinti Valeria e Bethania misit. The father of Quintus Valeria sent him. Duo, quat dies navigaverunt? Quat dies navigaverunt? How many days, how many days did they navigate? Did they sail, really? Did they sail? Et legimus, cum quatuor dies navigavissimus. Okay, we were, when 4 days we were traveling, and then the sentence goes on. So quat dies navigaverunt quartum dies. There's our answer. We have to change the tense from the first person plural to the third person. But there we go. Quid navum jactavit? Quid navum jactavit? What hit the ship? Quid navum jactavit? Subito maxima tempestas coorta est. Suddenly a mighty storm rose up. So I would say maxima tempestas navum jactavit, a great storm. Quatuor, quem ad locum navis acta est. Quem ad locum navis acta est. To what place did it drive the ship? And we could also answer, sometimes there are different answers. We could also answer ventis to the last one. Ventis is wind. Anyhow, tandem cum unde ad venti, at length when the waves and the wind, navum ad insurum quantum egisit, nos in terram vixi vassimus. When the wind and the waves had driven us to the island, we scarcely got to land. So we want to say insula is our answer, but we don't want to give a single word answer. So, ad quem locum navis acta est, ad insulam navis acta est. To the island the ship was driven. Et deinde next, quo in loco Valerius servus noctum rati sunt. In what place, ablative, spatial relationship, in what place do Valerius and the slave remain for the night? Totum noctem in litore morati, prima luce, etc. So totum noctem in litore morati, spending the whole night on the seashore. So the seashore is our answer. That's litore. So Vererius servus noctum marati sunt in litore at sex. He, right? You have to get that out of your system. Right? So the Latin word for six is sex. Sextus is the ordinal, sex is the numeral. So, okay, got it out of your system. So I'm going to speak to astrologers on the interview show, right? Always having to deal with Uranus. He, Uranus. Okay, to get it out of your system. Sex is six. Okay, sex. Quid magister navis prima luce conspexit. What did in this case, captain. Magister is typically teacher, but they're using it in the sense of captain of the ship, genitive of the ship. What did the captain of the ship catch sight of at first light? Yeah, we just saw it. Here we go. In Imprume luce quod vis tempestas cecitis videbatur in navem regressi sumus. Procura prima luce vident ut tempestas cedisse. At first light, they saw that the storm had, how would we say this? Had stopped. Cedere is to stop. Cadere is cadere is to fall. Cedere is to stop. So yeah, the storm had stopped. Et septem, quid parate fecerum cum navum fugientem conspexissent. What did the pirates do when they caught sight of the ship escaping? We could probably answer pirates as well. To the last answer. In any case, pirate etiam si sequentor nos non capient. Affugere conate sumus et frusta parate, inam cum nos affugere conantes conspexit navum nostrum adorte sunt. Okay. So we tried to escape, but in vain. For the pirates, when they saw us trying to escape, adorti, that's a new word. Attacked, that's a new word. Adior, adoriri, adortus sum is a new word. So they tried, or rather they didn't try, they did. When they saw us trying to escape, adorti sunt navum eorum. They attacked the ship when they saw that it was trying to escape. And ultimus habemus acto. Quid servus facere cipit? What did the slave try to do? Cum dominus vulnus accepisi. When his master, the master, accepted or took a wound. Ego quidam secutus dominum meam defendere cepi. Thus, when my master accepted a wound, hold on. Yeah, ego quidam. I certainly followed my master in trying to defend. Nam vulnus gravi accepisi videbatur. For he was seen to have accepted a wound. Okay, so I would say the slave tried to defend his master. So servus cepi, he tried, defendere, to defend dominum ejus. The slave tried to defend his master. That's what he tried to do in response to number 8 when the pirates gave him a wound. Eugepe. We say hooray, hooray, hooray. Complitemus hoc exercitio quadranginta duo. And now, as we knock off here, let's just stay limber on our numbers. That's a great way just to start grabbing the numbers, even the page numbers, and that's a great way to learn. Right now, as we're just kicking off this little mini series, we'll just count forwards and backwards to 8. Sometimes that's all you have to do for the day. You know, just do one exercise or it doesn't take much to study. I should talk about that sometimes, study habits. But, grab a series of numbers and just run through it once or twice here, right? Unus, duo, tres, quattro, quinque, sex, septem, octo, reversa. Octo, septem, sex, quinque, quattro, tres, duo, unus. Unus, duo, tres, quattro, quinque, sex, septem, octo, octo, septem, sex, quinque, quattro, tres, duo, unus. And we can do mathematica. Facemus mathematica. Unus plus quattro est quinque. Quinque minus tres est duo. Duo plus octo est decem, and so forth and so forth. I actually bought a math book to do some simple math problems myself, but also to test myself on numbers in different languages. And we'll probably use that at some point as well. But for today, that'll do, and we'll relocate our little post-it note, one of the great inventions of the 1980s. And we're going to get into the second half of our story 2 days from now as we continue. Tomorrow will be Arabic, and then Greek, and then back to Latin, and so forth. And we offer Arabic and Greek here at the Institute online, or preferably in person, at an introductory level. And we offer Latin here at both not both, but an introductory and intermediate and an advanced level. And please God, in time, we'll be able to offer the same for Arabic and Greek. So that's it for today. Please take a look at our great website. We have some great offerings, as I say, in languages, but also in other things related to the humanities, and even in mathematics and music. And with that being said, valete omnes habete die pulchra.